what's good? It's your girl Tay, and I'm here with another video. Today we're going to be talking about quite a few things, but I mainly just want to update y'all because I haven't posted in a while, and honestly, when I tell y'all my life has been tested, there's been a whole bunch of obstacles that I have been hurdling over as of lately. No exaggeration. Oh my God. But before we get into that, you guys definitely make sure that you smash that like button, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already, plus push your post notification bell button so that way anytime I upload a video, y'all will be notified. So let's just start with the most pressing thing. So my car was repoed. Not repoed, you know, the company that I was going through, they have this thing, it's a lease. By the way, I was leasing a car, and what happens is when the payments get too much, or if you just decide you want to go with another company, or whatever your reasoning is, you can contact them and say, hey, you know what, I don't want to keep this car. Now, if you're behind on your payments, of course you will owe them, you know, what you're behind, but it won't go on your credit as a regular repo, like, you know, if you were actually you know, paying a car note every month, and then you just couldn't keep up and they come and get it. It's not the same process. So I'm saying repo, but it's loose. So they came and got my car, yeah, that's pretty much where it fell apart for me. So I did not have a vehicle, which obviously if I don't have a vehicle, I can't actually get out there and do what I need to do. Sorry about the lighting or the angle of the camera, but I'm actually holding it on a tripod right now because I'm not in my car, and the car that I'm in doesn't allow me to put my dashboard mounts the way that I did. So this is the best that I could do. So sorry about that. Okay, so anyways, I'm gonna try to keep this short for you guys, as short as I can possibly do, but this is gonna be, I can tell you, a long-winded video. So anyways, what ended up happening is I ended up having to get a rental car. I got a rental car through this company that works specifically with private owners and some dealerships that have extra cars, which they can give you at a discounted rate. They rent them to you. You have to be doing Lyft or Uber or any food delivery service, and you get the car rented to you. The cars come with insurance, and I'm going to put the name of the company on the screen for you guys so that you can look it up just in case you're in a bind yourself. The company is called Hire Car. I actually found it through an advertisement that was on, I believe it was Facebook or Instagram. You know how with Facebook and Instagram now, whatever you look up on the internet, whatever your web searches are, sometimes they'll start coordinating advertisements onto your Facebook page that has to do with the searches that you
in 600 feet, turn left onto Paramount Boulevard
that you recently did. So I was looking up how to get a rental car from Enterprise and all of the major car rental services, and this came up. It's called Hire Car, Hyrecar. So like I said, it's usually private owners. They have cars. It could be newer cars, older cars. I'm in a 2007 Toyota Prius, which I actually like. Now, it doesn't do much for space in terms of how many children I have, but in terms of gas, it's definitely a gas saver. I can put $20 in here and drive around for a good 3 days on $20, and that's with me doing close to 200-300 miles. My car that I had, I was putting $20 of gas in it almost every day, pretty much, because it had a larger tank. So that's a good thing. So anyways, that's what happened. And then we had a family emergency, which meant that we had to travel 200 miles away. We go 200 miles away. I get out there and I fill up the tank, and the damn gas station charges me double. So I'm on the phone with them trying to, first of all, I go back inside and I'm trying to communicate with them to say, hey, you know, I need to figure out, you know, you charge me double. I spent $20 for gas and you charge me $40. Now it's two separate charges, but the point is that altogether is $40. So I talk to them. The guy doesn't seem interested in helping me. They give me some 800 number, tell me to call them, say that they don't put holds on your card, especially when you come in to pay, which I came in and paid at the register. I didn't use the
turn left onto Paramount Boulevard
pin pad outside. So, you know, I don't know why they held anything as well, but they did hold some money, or they're still holding, as a matter of fact. This was Monday and today is Wednesday, so happy hump day, you guys. But anyways, yeah, so they're holding an extra $20 on my card, which is very frustrating. So that was that. And then my fiance ended up needing to stay in that city with his family because the emergency was you know, involving his kids. So he did end up having to stay out there to you know, handle the situation with his children. So me and my two kids, we drove back alone. on the freeway, you guys. Now, I don't know if any of you guys who know, if you live in California, you've driven the Grapevine. When you're driving the Grapevine at night, you cannot see anything. It is completely dark. There are no street lights. There are no lights, especially when you're in the mountain part. It's completely dark. The only thing you can see is the vehicle's lights in front of you or the lights on the other side for opposing traffic. But you cannot see the ground. You cannot see too far ahead of you, you know what I mean? The same way that you would be able to, obviously, if it was in the daytime. So what ended up happening is there was a car that was actually in front of me. I'll say about 15 feet maybe. There was enough space between me and this car for another car to get in if they wanted to. So the car wasn't super far, but it wasn't super close, if that makes any sense. So what ended up happening is literally the car in front of me, all I saw was the car. It looked like the car jumped off the ground, and I could see sparks flying. Whatever they ran over,
for 4 miles.
Whatever they ran over then flew right up under the car that I was driving and damn near knocked us off the road, almost flipped us over. So I ended up having to pull over, see what it was. There was a piece of a fender from another car that was on, I guess, left in the road from an accident or whatever. I took that out and I'm thinking, okay, maybe I'm good. I don't see a whole lot of damage to the vehicle, but of course I'm worried. It's a rental. How does that work? Even though they give you insurance, which is another thing, but I'll get back into that in a minute. I'm still responsible for the damages, so I'm worried. You know, I start driving, all I hear is shh, shh. So that was something that was still dragging underneath the car, and I go back and I look underneath. Can't really tell what it is. So at this point I'm stuck. It's 11 o'clock at night. It's pitch black. I'm on the side of the road, laying down on the ground, hoping not to get ran over. You know, there's traffic coming, and the side of the road, the shoulder is so small on the Grapevine. It's not big enough for you to swerve in like I've seen on some freeways. It's only big enough for a small compact car. So you're on the side of the road trying to lay down and see what's underneath your car. I call the insurance company. I call the company I rented the car. Everything is closed. So I'm stuck. Call 911. Eventually they come to me, but I ended up driving 5 miles to a McDonald's. There was a McDonald's that was 5 miles away from me that was open 24 hours. I just wanted to be where there was lights because it was just too dark. I had my kids, and I don't know, you guys, I have anxiety. I just said, oh my God, I'm not trying to end up on one of them shows, one of them crime shows where I get stranded and they can't find me and now I'm missing, and hell no. So I needed to get somewhere where there was lights, camera, action, honey, so I can be seen, so people can see me. So I get to the McDonald's and I chill at the McDonald's, wait for the police. The police come, you know, ma'am, are you okay? You know, they're very helpful. They get on the ground, they use their tools, and they basically take it. They said it was just a plastic cover that covers your engine and make sure that no debris or anything gets in your engine. So they take that off, and then the car goes dead. I don't know how, but it goes dead. I think when they were down there snatching and pulling on that thing, they knocked something, one of the computer systems, or any one of you know, a Toyota Prius has a really complex computer system, so sometimes the sensors are very sensitive, and if you knock something the wrong way, you could throw the whole system out, and that's exactly what happened. So in the process of them doing that, the car ended up going completely dead. So now I have a dead car. They had cable, so they gave me a jump, but now there's all these warning lights on the dash, and I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? I had literally just filled up with gas 10 minutes ago, so I had a full tank of gas, but it's blinking. The gas part is blinking, telling me I have no gas. I want to say about 20-30 minutes into the ride, everything on the dashboard reset on its own, and I could see that I still had over a half a tank of gas in the car, and the only thing was the computer system in the middle of the car. The sensor was still on. That didn't go off until the very next day sometime, so I'm glad everything seems to be back in order. All in all, there's not a whole lot of damage to the car, just that plastic piece that came out. I don't know if that person would be too upset about that. There's a couple of scratches on the back, minor scratches, and there's a dent, I want to say about that big, at the very, very bottom where the car door connects. to the car, but at the bottom. So it's a tiny dent. You know, there's some other noticeable scratches, but I would say all in all, probably around $500, if that, in damages. So not too bad. The car is still drivable. I see no reason for me to turn it in. So I could extend this rental as long as I want to. There is no long-term contract. You just keep extending it. You just literally get on the app and you extend it. This car is costing me $26 a day with $13 a day for insurance plus application fee and all that. So it's $41 a day for me to rent this car, including insurance. So I could just get on there and say I'm going to extend it, pay $41, and then tomorrow extend it again, pay another $41. You know, so that works. So that's that. So then I have to go and get my stuff out of my car, right? The place that has my car, they don't do same day appointments, and get this, they're charging me. So now I have to give them $100 to go and get my son's car seat, my 2 cases of water, all of my paperwork, everything that's in my car. A bunch of bull crap, right? So I get to the place yesterday. This was yesterday. I get to the place yesterday to pick up my stuff, and my phone service cuts off. When I tell you guys, literally, I have been going through it. My phone service cuts off. I had an interview yesterday, a job interview at FedEx. I missed it because with no phone service, I can't GPS my way to get to my interview. So I missed my job interview. Thankfully, I knew how to get home from where I was. But what I ended up having to do, you guys, was literally straight up and go. I had like quarters, a jar of coins in the house that I wasn't using. So I literally cashed that in. And went and got me a phone from Metro PCS because, you know, I figured, you know, I had the money. Oh, before I get to that, so I got gas again from Arco out here, and they double charged me again. So basically, it's $40 of my money on hold, and I had some money in my account. With that and the money that they have on hold, I had enough money to re-rent this car for 2 days. So as you can imagine, I'm pissed because I ended up having to use the other half of the money that was in my account to basically get me a cell phone, thinking, well, I'm just going to go out there and work and do what I need to do to make the money. So that's not going to be an issue. But before I get to that as well, you guys, so Uber Eats suspended my account. And this is why. Not for anything that I did. It's on a temporary suspension. So what happened was, when my car got taken, I was trying to figure out a way to get transportation. You guys know that you can rent cars through Uber and Lyft if you're doing that. You can rent a car from them. I know with Lyft, because a friend is doing it. With Lyft, you pay the deposit, which is like $250, and then that's it. You just go and you pick up the car. You don't get to choose it, but it's like a small mid-size sedan, I think it is, like a Hyundai Elantra or something like that. But you basically, you give them the $200-something deposit, and then once they take their deposit, then with Lyft, they take their money off top. So as you're driving, you know, let's say one day you make $100, that $100 goes towards the cost of the rental, and the rental is $230 a week. So once they take their $230, and the rest of the money for the rest of the week is yours. Okay, so I was trying to get a car through that, but I'm not signed up for Lyft. I'm signed up for Uber Eats. So I contacted Uber Eats to say, hey, do you guys offer car rentals for Uber Eats drivers? And they said, no, not in my area. I said, okay, well, what about if I add the ride sharing service? Because you can have 2 on your account. You can do both ride sharing and Uber Eats. Can I get a rental? Instead of them giving me a yes, no, maybe so, or I don't know answer, which is what I was looking for, the person just changed my account to ride sharing. And so because they did that, I have to start the application process all over again, the background check, everything. So pretty much right now we're in limbo because I'm waiting for the background check to come back because it takes forever. Uber Eats and Lyft does a very extensive background check, if you guys were wondering. They check federal, FBI, sex offender, global, county. They want to know everything. Whatever county you're living in, they want to see if you have anything. I think Grubhub and DoorDash, they don't check the county. They don't check the state level. They just check the federal level. You know what I'm saying? So it takes a while for Uber Eats and Lyft background check to come back. So I'm pissed about that. I called in and was like, hey, I didn't authorize this change to my account. They're like, oh, well, we don't have the rights to change it back. You would have to contact. So I've contacted, I've had them email, and no one has gotten back to me. I have no idea what's going on. So I've had to rely on Postmates. Postmates actually did me pretty well last week. Between Postmates and DoorDash from just Saturday and Sunday, I made close to $300 between the 2 days, which was enough money to get me through, to get the rental, to take care of the bills, pay for my stuff, to get out of, for my car and all of that. So that's what I've been doing lately. I've been doing Postmates, and I actually did Instacart. There were some really good on-demand orders. On-demand was popping this past weekend. I don't know how it was for you guys, but on-demand was popping. I actually got a really great order at Costco, 5 items, 5 units, no heavy items, $19, completely coming from Instacart, no customer tip. I took that, and it wasn't far. The delivery was like literally 4 or 5 miles, so I took that. That helped out too. So yeah, you guys, that's literally what I've been up to. I have this rental right now, like I said, and I'm going through it. But I wanted to come on here and share because I'm dedicated to my channel, and I didn't want to get too far into what was going on that I forgot to stay focused on my goals and my priority, which is growing my channel and just continuously making money. You know what I mean? When one door closes, another one shall open. And even though I'm going through the storm right now, I'm still trying to focus on the light at the end of the tunnel. So I just want to encourage you guys to do the same thing, because when I tell you guys, everybody in my family who have listened to all the stuff have said this belongs in the movie. It's literally been one thing after another. It's been a snowball effect, and that's usually how it happens. It's an opportunity for you to learn, figure out what's going on, make some better choices, or get down and out, be depressed, and decide you just can't deal with life anymore and just fall completely out of whack with yourself and everybody else. So, I'm trying my hardest to stay in mind, body, and spirit, and stay goal orientated and focused, even though everything is mounting up against me. But I'm fighting, and I'm going to keep fighting for as long as I possibly can while I have life and breath in my body. So I wanted to update you guys and let you know I will continuously be posting. However, at this point, my posts will probably be once a week, rather than before where I was trying to get out at least 4 videos a week. I'm also going to start doing some Postmates videos, considering the fact that Postmates has definitely been resurrected in my eyes. If any of you guys saw any of my other videos that I talked about Postmates, I would sit for hours and hours and hours and wouldn't get any, or not hours and hours, but I would sit for a while and I wouldn't get any orders with Postmates. And now they are coming back to life. So I don't know. I've got some job interviews lined up as well. Trying to get a job actually at my son's school, and the people who work there are actually putting in a good word. I'm going there to fill out the application today when I pick him up from school. I have an interview tomorrow for caregiving agency, non-medical based caregiving agency. So, things are happening. They're not happening the way I want them to or when I want them to, but things are happening. So, for any of you guys who want to know, definitely make sure you check the description box, because I'll always have my links for DoorDash, Postmates, any of the platforms that I'm working for. But this is also a good reason why I tell you guys to make sure that you sign up for as many platforms as you possibly can, so that when situations like this happen, if I wasn't signed up for DoorDash and Instacart and Postmates and Grubhub and all the other platforms, totally relying on Uber Eats, I probably would have just been screwed. The fact that I still have the ability to make some money is, is saying something. That's why I highly encourage you guys, even if you don't use them, even if you say, I'm just going to do one delivery from this platform just to keep my account active, one delivery a month, then do that. So I'm going to end on that note. If you guys didn't catch it, I rented my car through Hire Car. They have other platforms as well. These cars come with Lyft and Uber inspection, documentation, renter's insurance for the car. So, if you're in a bind, you need a car. I'm in California. I do know that it's available in other states, but I don't know which states. So you would have to do your due diligence, do your research, type it in the search bar whenever you can and see if it's available where you are. But it's an opportunity for you to get on the road and make some money and not have to worry about paying $400 or $500 a week for a rental. So I'm gonna leave y'all on that note, but check it out. It's called Hire Car, HYRE. And yeah, remember to live, y'all.